So a very, very warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for joining me. I would just like to check that and that you can see me. So let's just get the basics. Out of the way first, because we've had a few electrical challenges. Deep breaths to just with you here. Okay, all good. Welcome, welcome. All the teddies in gang for to you. Welcoming you with open arms, dear soul family. So we are in a new month, just begun, but I think you are beginning to get the sense that change is in the air. Things are moving in new ways. Things are changing. And I'm just so excited to be with you because we're in this Aries time. We've got an Aries new moon coming up on the 12th, 11th, 12th of April. And we've got the sun is in Aries until the 20th of April. We've got Venus in Aries until the 15th of April. So we've got a ton of Aries energy. And what is Aries energy about? Aries energy is about being courageous, being bold, and stepping through your fears. And many of you will already have guessed that my bold news is that I'm back in Greece. I arrived a few days ago. It's been a real adventure for these last 6 months in New Zealand. As difficult as it was, there were so many burning learnings and many fears that I had to face. What are the fears that you currently face in your life? Because the Aries energy gives you that impetus to break through fears that may have plagued you for a lifetime. You can break through them at this time. So I'm still integrating much of these experiences, and I will share more as I get insights. And I will share some of the things that I already have hopefully learned from this turbulent journey. So I just would like to say that the word courage, because courage is synonymous with Aries. And courage comes from the word cœur in French, le cœur, the heart, coming from the heart, trusting your heart. And I tried so hard to make it in New Zealand. I really did. Every step of the way, I did my best. And I met some wonderful people. I'm so glad for those connections because those aren't going away. Lynn Marie, Alan, Mary, Daniel, Eckhart, Rochelle, Bonnie, Mark, Josephine, Mark and Heather, who were existing ones, but many, many beautiful connections who I shall treasure for the rest of this lifetime and beyond. But where in your life are you feeling fearful? What is stopping you? Where are you feeling stopped? I did have to face a lot of my fears in New Zealand, and particularly one of the biggest ones on the way back. Thank you, Lucy, for being here. She's encouraging you to like the video. The more of you that like the video, please, if you would give it a thumbs up if you do like it, it enables more of our soul family to join us. So thank you for doing that. So I'm very frightened of long journeys. It might not look like it since I went already to New Zealand and went through the fear of the quarantine and the fear of all those tests up your nose and all that. And I had a lot of fear about not having a home. And I didn't have a home in New Zealand, really. I moved 8 times in less than 6 months. And it was intense and unpleasant, and I had to be very raw. But I'd like you to look at your life now, because we've got all this Aries and the new moon in Aries giving you a real impetus to face and to walk through whatever fears might be facing you right now. What hard decisions are you faced with right now? Your fears might even be magnified. Many people's fears are at the moment. But when you face your fears, something wonderful opens up for you. Fears have plagued me my entire life. That's been the thing, probably more than anything else, that I've needed to learn, is how to deal with fear. And it keeps coming up and keeps coming up. But I think more of us are dealing with fear now than ever before. So what's blocking you? What's stopping you? Maybe you're not. Maybe you're all moving ahead, and that's wonderful. But I've learned more than anything is not to allow my fears to dominate me. So the trip back happened quite suddenly. I just thought, right, time to go. And one of my biggest fears is to be on a plane when it's turbulent, feeling sick, and not being able to get to the bathroom because the fasten seat sign is on. And that's exactly what happened. It was a very turbulent first leg. The first 10 and a half, 11 hours was super duper turbulent. And for some of that time, the crew were strapped into their seats. So there was nothing to do. Yeah, there was just no option but to face that fear. And yes, I was pretty sick. And I survived it. And the people were kind to me. In that vulnerability, people can reach you. When you're vulnerable and raw, you can be more intimate with people. So that was pretty intense. So what fears are you dealing with? Have you the courage to be the authentic you? I love this quote from Nelson Mandela, probably one of the most courageous people you could maybe think of, who says this: I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. So acknowledge that you may be feeling fear. But the main thing is not to let the fear stop you. So another thing is, Aries gives us an opportunity for a new beginning, a fresh start, doors opening, new opportunities, new possibilities. That's why I thought, right, this is a good time now, just a few days before this new moon energy, to say to you, what is it you want to bring in that is fresh, that is new? Think about it. What are the things you want to bring in to your life now? What are the old cobwebs you just want to sweep away and just be you, the authentic you? It's a powerful time. It's a time where I always think of Aries as the fool in the tarot pack. Yeah, the fool, he's got a big smile on his face and he's, carrying whatever he's carrying with him, his belongings. And he's just about to walk off the edge of a cliff. And everything is all right in his world. He's not looking to the future. He's not looking to the past. He's just enjoying life. So yes, Weandual, Aries is kick your ass energy. It certainly is. So it gives you an opportunity to change the trajectory of your life. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Starts with the letter A, Alpha. It's in Greek, the word for spring, because it's the springtime in the Northern Hemisphere, is Anixe. Anixe, also beginning with an A, Alpha. Anixe means to, anigo means to I open. There's an opening up. Yeah. So what do you want to open up to? How about opening up to more of life, to letting more of life in? But what I've realized is that as long as I'm holding on to these fears, I'm restricting the flow of life. And I learned too that I'm being divinely protected. I learned too that no matter how deep and the despair can be, there is always help. There is always some hope. I've noticed too that we have a tendency to think back of the bad things often, not always. But, for example, in New Zealand, one of the bad things was the breakup with Eckhart and Rochelle that ended so abruptly and so, for me, very painfully. And there's a tendency just to remember that rather than all the great experiences I had in New Zealand, all the wonderful walks, all the beautiful places I saw, all the lovely people I met. So many great things. So you might want to start a new habit because there's something nice about Aries that gives you this opportunity to start a new habit. It's like a new year, this energy. So what are the new habits you want to create for yourself? Maybe to constantly remember the good things, to remember to smile at your inner body, your inner organs, to smile at yourself, to smile at others. I can feel you smiling with me. When I smile, I feel you. Happy birthday, Lucy, coming up. She's a lovely Aries. You see, she used that Aries energy. She reached out to me. She said, hey, I love your live streams. If you ever want a moderator, I'd like to come on board. And look what happened. She's now my assistant and does all kinds of wonderful things. So just be you. I want to encourage you to just embrace everything about you. Now, this year is punctuated, as I've said so many times, with Saturn and Uranus energy. Saturn, Uranus, Saturn, the rules, the regulations. As I said, in New Zealand, I've never had so many speeding tickets in my life. only going over a very little bit. Regulations, rules. I was coming back on the plane. I can't eat anything on planes. Yeah, I can't eat very much at all. But if my blood sugar goes really low, then I might have, I don't like to do it, but if I have to, I might have a spoonful of fish, right? A can of fish, and I'll have one spoonful just to get the blood sugar up. So I had a couple of cans of fish in the hand luggage. And blow me down, first time in my life, security, New Zealand, look at the fish and they say, can't let that go through. It's got too much liquid in it. I said, but it's sealed. I said, and I may not use it, but I may need it for the blood sugar because I can't eat on the plane. Absolutely not. I mean, the regulations were so strict. There was no thought of, somehow no thought going into that. What harm is anybody going to do with a sealed can of fish? So it was really beyond my reasoning. And when I actually got home to Greece, I opened up the rest of my hand luggage and there was another can in there that they hadn't picked up on, the silly buggers. So dangerous, it obviously wasn't. But where are we taking authority and rules and regulations to ridiculous levels where they don't make sense? So, what do you want to conquer? I always see Aries as a conqueror. What do you want to beat? Yeah, for me, it really was being very sick on an aeroplane. That was something I dreaded for a lifetime, and I was, and everything fell apart. And I mean, everything. And it was unpleasant, yeah, but I felt so good afterwards. Not until I got off at Dubai did I feel okay. All right, I have to say that 21 hours was very intense. And a lot of emotions came up. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. So you may have a lot of emotions that come up. And then you'll feel stronger when you have dealt with it. Thank you, Diane. You're suggesting walnuts here for blood sugar. I find I can't take nuts, I'm afraid. They're too heavy for me. So there we are. Barbara, April Fool, you celebrated your 63rd birthday. Happy birthday to you. So what are the things you want to conquer? Let's share. What are the things you want to just be a warrior and say, yep, I'm Aries, I'm going? What is it? Conquer your hermit life, 10 years of isolating. Hi, Adrienne, welcome to the first live. Okay, what do you want to conquer? What do you want to master? What have you been procrastinating about? Because Aries is let's get moving energy. You want to conquer dependency, Cassandra, negative attachments. Great. Okay, keeping away from news and social media and keeping in your own lane. Great, Aura. Yay. Conquer not knowing and relax in the now. Thank you, Melissa. Oh, these are great. Yeah, conquering the ego. Good chance. Good. Best of luck. Self-doubt. Get your bachelor's degree. Yeah, woo! Moving away and starting a new life. Awesome. Awesome. Feeling lack. Absolutely. Yes. These are all Aries things. We're in this Aries energy, so let's make the best use of this Aries energy together. Yeah? Your bachelor's thesis, Mara. Starting your own business, Sigal. Sigal, yes, go for it. Let's encourage one another. Let's encourage one another. Yeah? To go for those things that are stopping you. Self-doubt, Mandy. Yeah. Comfort eating, Ramona. All right, you want to conquer your fear of writing a book, Carla. Okay, woohoo, getting your driver's license. Want to have a new career. Yes, awesome. Oh, I love it when we all chip in here, yeah? It's great being happy alone. That's a big one. Yeah, awesome. Woohoo! We're lightening things as we share things with one another. We encourage one another. And energy goes out into the field that turns this around for you. Thank you for liking the video. The more you like it, as Lucy is encouraging you here, the more energy we get to shift through things together. Painting. Pen the book, fear of chronic pain. Yeah, there's one. All right. These are all. Want to conquer love. Yeah. Secure boundaries in relationships. These are really powerful energies that you're putting out now. When you put them out publicly, it gives them a magnified influence. Woohoo! All right. I like it. We got this, soul family. Yes, we have. Excellent. So these are the things to be thinking about. Now, I had a wonderful quote, and I get so excited when I'm speaking to you because I can't see where it's gone now. Maybe it got caught up with the teddies. Yes. So, yeah, this is a boost energy. This is a boost of fire. Aries rules the head. The head comes out first from this birth canal. We're all going through, in some way or another, going through the birth canal. Things have felt constricted, narrowed. Yeah. There's a narrow, dark place for many of us. Certainly been like that for me, on and off. And keeping going, not giving up, keeping going. And I have to say, I got a lot of help from people in New Zealand. Had a wonderful, wonderful, lovely, beautiful person called Kay, who spoke to me many times and helped me just to get clear and to keep moving and not to get stuck and not to just want to please everybody else without being authentic and getting what I needed. Conquering your fear of poverty, Mary, there's a big one. Woo, imagine how that holds you back. Fear in getting the vaccination. Yeah. Okay, awesome. These are great. So there's a healing that can take place in the head. You might want to stroke your head. You might want to just, anything with the head to be a focus for these next couple of weeks. It's really strong. Here's a great quote by Marcus Aurelius, which I feel was very relevant to me while in New Zealand. Don't be ashamed to need help. Like a soldier storming a wall, you have a mission to accomplish. And if you've been wounded and you need a comrade to pull you up, so what? So you might need a comrade to pull you up. And I had a comrade in Kay who helped me up, and many who helped me through these turbulent months. And it was wonderful as well as difficult, because when things are difficult, you've got to keep growing. You've got to keep growing through it. And yeah, it's hard. It's tough. But sometimes there's somebody there that will help you. In fact, usually there is always somebody there to help. If you reach out, if you ask. And I love Beethoven. Beethoven. There's only one Beethoven, isn't there, really? You think of the music of Beethoven, for those of you who love classical music, and even for those of you who know nothing about classical music, you will certainly know the Fifth Symphony. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you just will. And Beethoven was speaking to royalty, because he wrote a lot of music for royalty. That was his way that he earned his living. And he said, what you are, you are by accident of birth. What I am by myself. There are and will be 1,000 princes, but there will only be one Beethoven. So there will only be one you. And your job, your mission, is to live the fullest expression of you. And this Aries energy now is giving you that push to go beyond those things that frighten you and face them and walk through them. So I'm learning this lifetime, that's one of my biggest lessons, is not to allow my fears to dominate me. They take away my joy. They take away my pleasure. If I'm afraid of going up to somebody and speaking to them, when I feel excited, my joy's gone. I felt so excited to see the people that I've missed so much in Greece while I've been away. It was such a joy to see them. And it was really difficult to contain myself because COVID is very active here in Greece. And I've got used to the privilege in New Zealand for most of the time of not wearing a mask. And I was just like, running up to them and giving them a hug. And it was like, I could see them backing off. Oh, no. Because, that's the rule here. And of course, in respect, I am, of course, wearing a mask, and I've had dozens of COVID tests. So don't let that life force within you, because the Aries energy is that life force. Just be the one you that you are. And as Thomas Edison said, one of the greatest inventors, I failed my way to success. So you might have a few so-called failures along the way. So go and hug a couple of teddies and just keep going. Your largest fear carries your greatest growth. I don't know who said it, but it was a quote that I read. So I'm sorry I'm not able to give you the actual person who said that. Now, we will be moving into, as we move further into April, from the 15th of April, thank you very much, Sherry, appreciate that. We move into a Taurus energy. And Taurus is a slower, more settled energy. But I have to say the Taurian energy is going to activate everything to do with Uranus in Taurus, your habit patterns, the things that you are used to. Somebody is welcoming me back to Greece. That means welcome back. Thank you. I feel very welcome here. I'm staying in the countryside in Marathona with my dear friends Nina and Tasuli, and the dog Platona, and the cat Antoni, who visits me all the time because he gets little treats. So yes, my teddies have grown. Good observation. But there are others here. And I have to say that some of the New Zealand teddies I left with dear Pinaki, because I stayed with a beautiful Indian family for my last few days. Sadly, had to leave there quickly, but Anu and Montu. And I gave most of the toys to dear Pinaki because I'll share a photo of her with the toys in the newsletter. So do sign up to my free newsletter, which comes out every couple of weeks. I have to confess, for the first time in years, I didn't do a newsletter because of making this move and everything that involved. And I'm still sleeping at very strange hours, and it takes a little time to adjust to the change. But I'm very, very, very grateful to be here and to be with you and to have had you be with me through these changes, through these shifts, through these fears. So that's what happened to the other teddies. But there is a New Zealand lamb here who came with, who's very sweet. So we move into the Taurian energy. Now is the time for action. I'm going to say the next, let's say the next, till the 15th of the month, a good 10 days, let's say. Action, action, go, go, go. And keep going. And don't stop. And be brave and be courageous. And know that I'm cheering you on. And your soul family is cheering you on. What I'm wanting to do with these live streams is for you to feel boosted and cheered on to be the best that you can be. And to know that you've got a family here who is cheering you on as well. And we put that energy out into the field, and that field changes you. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate all of you so very much. So many of you give to me in so many different ways. And I'm deeply grateful. So I will talk more about Bitcoin, about money, about the economy, all these things, because they will be pertinent as we move into the Taurian energy. But I will be coming back to you soon more about the new moon on the 11th, 12th of April. We'll do a live stream about that. But in the meantime, I'd like you to really think about what are the difficult decisions I'm facing in my life right now? And is it fear that's stopping me? What's stopping me? What is it that I must conquer and walk through at this time? Consider that. Think of that. And thank you so, so much. I've been so supported. And without the help that I've been given online and offline and in the ethers and everywhere, I wouldn't have made it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And what I would like to play for you, I was going to play you the piano, because I do have piano here now, and I've got my violin and everything, that just not quite coordinated with the organization of the room just yet. So what I would like to play for you, which I feel is very pertinent, a piece, and I think I've got a royalty-free version, is music, because music, astrology is a language, and for me it's very musical. And for me, Aries has a certain musical sound. And the musical sound of Aries, for me, is this, and I'm hoping I can find it, here it is I've just realized I've got this, I don't think I'm even speaking to this. Well, we'll soon see. So I'm going to play for you Spring, Anixi, from Quattro Stagioni from Vivaldi. And I hope this gives you a boost.
Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you, Lucy. Much, much love to you, wherever you are.